It is in the country of the two rivers, where the River Tor and her sister the Torridge wind lazily through the North Devonshire countryside, that the strange story of Tarka the Otter begins. Here, where Canal Bridge spans the River Torridge, the animals that make up Tarka the Otter's world are to be found. To Canal Bridge every evening comes Old Nod, wisest heron of the two rivers, to spear fish for a living. In the right-hand arch of the bridge that once carried a canal across the river roosts Eldridge, the white owl. Throughout the day he stands among the bones and skulls of mice, watching the river. For generations, the dry cave behind the barrier of roots has been used as a sleeping place for otters. Instinct had drawn the otter to her birthplace to make a special couch of oak leaves and reeds. The hollow tree shared by owl and otter was known as Owlery Holt. The otter's attention turned from the owl. She was using all her senses to find enemies. Drifting down the river was the taint most dreaded by otters, the scent of deadlock. Deadlock was master of the pack. In his veins ran the blood of wolves. He had an insatiable lust for otters, and he was always to be found ahead of the hunt.
Must be a bitchin' cub, master.
This is where hounds marked last month.
Yes, I remember. Let her be and move on downstream. Pull Deadlock out, Tommy.
Deadlock! Deadlock! Come on, Deadlock. Leave it. Come on, leave it, Deadlock. Go on away.
The otter's heart slowed. She forgot quickly. Now the bees slept and voles ran through the grass. The bitch otter made no move to leave the holt. She lay on her side in pain and a little scared. While she waited to give birth, the song of the river stole into the holt and soothed her. Now the otter needed no comfort, for nestling in the curve of her neck was a head smaller than one of her own paws. The cub's name was Tarka, which means little water wanderer. All night long, Bloody Bill Brock the badger had prowled and hunted. He hastened in his waddling run, being hungry. He was always hungry. He would eat anything. The bitch otter forgot her fright as she pulled Tarka into the safety of her body again. She was careful that Tarka should be clean, and many times in the nights and days of his blind helplessness, she rolled on her back to lick him. Early one morning, when the rising sun silvered the mist lying over the river, the dog otter with whom Tarka's mother had mated nearly 9 weeks before followed her scent to the island above the Holt. It was an old game the otters played, corkscrewing through the water, turning on their backs with sideways sweeps of rudders. It gave them delight and made them hungry. Before the coming of her cub, the otter's world had been a wilderness, but now her world was in the eyes of her firstborn. She was overjoyed when Tarka's lids unsealed and his eyes peeped upon her, blue and wondering. He was then 3 weeks old. The daylight at the opening of the holt held no fear for Tarka. When he was 6 weeks old, he peered out on the outside world for the first time. Each day, Tarka ventured further and further from the holt and learned something new. He heard, for the first time, the ancient song of the river, and yearned to get nearer to it. May and June and July were past. Time flowed with the sunlight around Owlery Holt. Tarka was now 3 months old. He had been taught to fish and was now ever alert to danger. Tarka's father was being hunted and was looking for sanctuary in Owlery Holt. In her overriding desire to protect Tarka, the bitch otter snapped at her mate and drove him off.
You think you found one?
Go on, Deadlock. Go on, get in there,
Then
Deadlock.
Tarka heard the cry, which to many otters meant that all their efforts to escape had been in vain. The sound slowed and ceased. They broke out again and slowed away into silence. Tarka's father was dead. Beam Weir. August and September slid into October. Out of the foamy spate, a silvery flicker shook and vanished. That night, when Tarka and his mother had followed the salmon to the tail of the Weir pool, an ominous sound disturbed them.
Shh. Can you see anyone? All right.
It's clear like the flare.
There's one.
I can see it.
Careful now. Steady. What the hell's that coming up there?
Otter, let's get the fish out quick.
Oh! The bloody thing's bit me!
Not so much noise. You'll get the lives on us in a minute. Come on, let's get it. Oh, it's only your damn finger, not your head, innit?
Yellow from ash and elm and willow, buff from oak, rusty brown from chestnut, scarlet from bramble, the waters bore away the first coloured leaves of the year. The thunderstorm roused eels from the bottoms of ponds and lakes, dikes and ditches and drains, where they had hibernated during the summer. They were the females, urged seawards by a common desire to journey to their spawning beds across the Atlantic, far underneath the floating weeds of the Sargasso Sea. The eels were devourers of the eggs of salmon and trout, and the otters were devourers of eels. Although otters rid the rivers of eels, the landowners took no note of this and decreed that otters be treated as vermin. Tarka was alone, a young male of a ferocious but persecuted tribe. The tribe's only friends, except the spirit that made it, were its enemies, the otter hunters. While the eels were migrating, Tarka found his food easily. The more he killed, the more he wanted to kill, and he feasted on them till his jaws were tired. As Tarka left Canal Bridge, so his cubhood ended. Now indeed did his name fit his life, for he was a wanderer and homeless. At Bideford, the noise of traffic frightened him, but hunger overcame his fear.
What'd you do then, Molly? I said to him, well, if you come round again, I'll give you what for. Oh, Molly, you never.
6 hours later, he was at the estuary, where the waters of the two rivers meet. The estuary was a new world to Tarka, with new sights and sounds. A new world in which every nook and cranny had to be explored to satisfy an otter's singular curiosity. The taste of the unfamiliar salt water sharpened Tarka's appetite. In the days that followed, Tarka learned how to eat crabs, cracking them with his teeth to set loose the flesh within. The heron and owl had been Tarka's friends in his early life. Now the Brent goose was ever alert to danger and ready to cry alarm.
Pull at her! Come on, Shiner!
The salmon fishermen hated otters, Shiner in particular, for it was his finger that Tarka had bitten 2 months earlier.
boat there, Shiner. Give me that net. There's that otter out there, Shiner.
We'll have him. We'll get a few bob for his skin, belike.
You save your breath for hauling, you, Shiner. Save your breath for hauling.
The arc of net set to catch salmon grew smaller and smaller as it was relentlessly gathered in.
Come on, lads.
Tarka was trapped.
Got him! We got him! Quick!
Desperately, Tarka searched for a way out. Afterwards, Tarka travelled to where the long Atlantic rollers, driven by December gales, incessantly pound the north side of the estuary at Saunton Sands. To the great warren in the sandhills came Tarka to hunt for rabbits.
There, look, there's one over there. Yeah.
Tarka heard the voices of men, and from the opening of the burrow saw two rabbit catchers heading down the sandhills to the warren.
What was you telling me about going to market then? We just said fancy you can kill him, mate, and sell him a dip. Oh, this all to do. Got 3 or 4 here last week. Gone 2 lay nuts, Tom. Yes. Be ready to shoot him, sir. I'll kill him all right, don't you worry.
The ferret's rank smell and its tinkling bell disturbed Tarka.
Oh, come on. We come out quicker before. Why are you mucking about? They're none there. Tom! Don't point that thing at me! Damn it all.
You're Tom, you bloody mazed. Don't waste your cartridges on Vic Thingweed, we're after rabbits.
Tarka did not stop until he reached the sanctuary of Ram's Horn Pond, a mile away. To the annoyance of the swans, he hunted the waters of the pond. A blown grey rain heralded the onset of winter. Instinct moved Tarka to make a warm couch in a clump of rushes beneath a bramble thicket. During his wanderings in the creeks behind the pond, the scent of another otter attracted him. He heard an otter's whistle, and a feeling of joy warmed his being. White Tip was her name, and she was the same age as Tarka. Tarka's emotions were as intense as they were quick. He was in love with White Tip. But a big dog otter also wanted White Tip as his mate. Tarka was so frightened that he ran away back to the safety of Ram's Horn Pond, his ardor dampened. The icicle spirit had arrived, and for 2 days and nights the frosty vapor lay over the estuary. No power could exorcise it. Out of the blizzard had dropped a herd of wild swans and a strange thick-set bird, an Arctic owl. Mile after mile, its soft and silent wings had carried it from the frozen land of the Northern Lights. For 2 days, Tarka did not venture from his warm couch until hunger forced him to set out in search of food. The ice talons set harder in the land. No twitter of finch or linnet was heard, for those which remained were dead. One night, raving with hunger, Tarka was drawn to a nearby farmyard.
Reuben? Reuben! What? Have you fed the dog?
The smell of ducks was painful to Tarka. Juices flowed into his mouth. His heart beat fast.
Hold your racket! Hey, Reuben! Come quick! Big preaching! I'll get you, you bastard!
You won't bother they ducks no more.
His fright in the farmyard forgotten, and his paw healed, Tarka left Ramshorn Pond to embark on his spring journey. Tarka left the estuary, passing the well-remembered places of his earlier journey, sleeping by day in riverside holts and marshes, and feeding by night. It was a happy journey that Tarka made up the river, swollen with snow water. Instinct urged Tarka to the stone at which every otter traveling up the river before him had paused. He followed the scent of otters up the Torridge to where it became the Oakman, flowing down from Dartmoor. the buzzard, looked down on where the two rivers began. Tarka had followed the Torridge to its source. Tarka, puzzled, encountered frogs for the first time. Tarka set off again. This time the River Tor was his waterway. On a regular marking place of otters, to his joy, Tarka recognized the scent of white-tip. His heart beat faster and he followed the water she had traveled. The river hurried away from the moor to become a proper river with bridges, brooks, islands, weirs and mills. From the sun came the unseen message. The sap rose in the grasses and in the rugged oak tree. Bird and flower, tree and butterfly were moved. So every year in the spring, life came to the earth. Tarka, too, felt the urge to take a mate. Tarka had many friends he played with and forgot during his joyful water life. Sticks, stones, and once an empty tin. Like all otters, Tarka revelled in falling water, going wild with joy, rolling in ecstasy as he tried to catch the twisting rope of water. White tip. A few hours earlier, her mate had been killed by hounds. Tarka heard White-Tip's call and whistled in his joy. The otters played and played, they frolicked together, and there was great joy in their having found each other again. Spring turned into summer, but otters know only day and night, the sun and the moon. The two otters traveled down the River Tor to the estuary, where the two rivers meet before flowing into the Atlantic. Whitetip was way wise in this water. She was taking Tarka back to the Holt, where she had been born. And while Whitetip awaited the birth of her cubs, Tarka also returned to where he had been born, Owlery Holt. The owlets wheezed and weaved, looking down on Tarka just as Eldridge had looked down on Tarka's mother before his birth. The willow warbler's song was heard by Whitetip, suckling her newly born cubs in the Holt. Sometimes Tarka came up from Owlery Holt to see Whitetip, when she would leave the cubs to relax and gamble with Tarka among the king cubs. At times, Whitetip wanted to be alone and rejected Tarka's call to play. Old Nog was working very hard. He'd got 2 youngsters to feed, who he felt were old enough to leave the nest and learn to fish for themselves. Nevertheless, off he went again. Now, at his favorite fishing place stood another heron, after his fish. Old Nog preened himself in his satisfaction. When the owlets let him, Tarka slept and dreamt of a journey with Whitetip down to a strange sea, where otters were never hungry and never hunted. As the dragonflies of the river, so were the otter hunters' uniforms colored, blazing in blues, reds, and gold.
Right, Harry, move in a little. I think we can gather round rather more closely, gentlemen.
You, sir, could you come forward a little bit there, please?
Right, John, that's it.
Thank you. And you, gentlemen at the back, could you move out of the picture, please?
For the country of the 2 rivers, the first meet of the otter hunting season was a grand social occasion.
Right, oh, boy, out of the picture, please. Come along, boy.
Get away, boy. Get out of the way there.
Right now, gentlemen, if you could hold very still, please. Right, that's it. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. I hope I'll see you again later on. Very good, Master. It's very kind of you to allow us to meet here again this year, Hibbert, and entertain us so agreeably.
Not at all, Master. Absolutely delighted to see you.
Have there been any reports of otter in the water?
Our riverkeeper says he's seen signs of an otter down at Canal Bridge. Do you remember where you drew last year?
I remember. That sounds promising.
Well, I hope you're lucky.
I'm sure we shall. May I say that you're looking absolutely charming, my dear? It's always a very great pleasure to see you.
Thank you.
Lucy, what about a glass of sherry?
Thank you.
Master. Oh, thank you. Well, here's to a successful day.
Come on, then. Come on. All right, that's it. Come on in, boys. Steady. Over there. Coop, coop, coop. Come on now, come on. This way. Come on then. Coop. Come on then. Coop. Coop, 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 coop. Nimrod. Nimrod.
The hounds loved the huntsman, who called each of them by name.
Come on, Jarvie. Question. Come back, question.
And there, apart and morose, was Deadlock.
Deadlock. Come on, Deadlock. Come on.
May we move off, Hibbert? By all means, Master.
Now then, out of the way, keepsake.
Come on here.
How are you this morning, old girl? Come along, Nimrod. Out of my way. All right, Tommy. You can move off now if you're ready.
Yes, sir. Come along, boys. Come on there. Coop, 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 coop. Hold up, memory. Come on here, Coop. Gently. Here, Coop. Here, come on here, Coop. Come on here, Coop.
Terrier, please. I'll take him. Thanks.
Come on, boys. Come away. Keepsake. Nimrod, come on. Come back, Deadlock.
Come on. In you go, Biff.
the water was shallow, the otter hunters gave Tarka 4 minutes law, a sporting chance to get away.
Don't rush around. Give it a chance.
At the weir, instead of going straight on as expected, Tarka ducked into the leat, leading off the main river. Tarka ran across the meadow, making a loop from the leat to Bean Wood. Leaving the wood, Tarka slipped into the water and swam down to the mill end of the leat. After a time, the noises receded. Tarka settled more comfortably in his hiding place. He twitched uneasily in his sleep.
How long do you think we should pause here before moving on?
What do you think, about 20 minutes, Master?
Yes, that seems reasonable.
Lovely bit of plastic. Wonderful bit of plastic.
Oh, sit hard look, boys. Thanks, Dave.
Rubber job?
No.
Easy, Rosie, old girl, easy.
What's going on here?
Get out of there, you brutes! Away with you!
What are you doing out there? What's going on?
We're hunting an otter.
You're trespassing on my property.
It's perfectly usual for the hunt to go through a farm in this way.
Not while I'm trying to milk my Rosie.
I'm afraid I really can't argue with you about that now, sir. We may lose hounds.
What is it, Henry? Look! There he goes! Get your camera!
Which way's it gone? Over there.
I'm sorry to interfere with your journey.
Tarka was making for the sanctuary of Owlery Holt. All he wanted was to be left alone and to sleep.
You people over there, the others down there.
The otter disappeared. The river grew quiet. The huntsman walked slowly upstream, letting the hounds work themselves. Every yard of the river was searched again. Only Tarka's nostrils and eyes were above water. He never moved.
Tally-ho! Over there, master! Over there!
Tarka swam until he saw before him the bright, bubbled, iron-shod barrier. Upstream, the water was thrashed in another line from bank to bank. Tarka was trapped and exhausted.
There! Here, now, come back!
And while they stood there silently looking down at Deadlock, a bubble rose out of the depths and broke. And as they watched, another shook the surface and broke. And there was a third bubble in the ocean-going waters, and nothing more.